And the stories that she had equals her songs. But more than that, it's the heart of a champion. Y'all welcome Taylor Pye.
Oh, thank you, Randy. It's been a bad love affair. Yes, I'm glad we're through. I've been needing this breath of fresh air. I'm gonna unlock my door, change my clothes, sweep the floor. I'm gonna powder my nose and go looking for someone new. I've had some long rainy days reading old letters from you, but now the sun is peeping through the haze. I'm gonna be okay, I'll throw your letters away. No tears will show, I'll go looking for someone new. Windows in a sideshow never let you see the truth. Masquerading feelings is the game. And even though you hurt me and you left me all alone, if I keep on hurting myself, you're not to blame. 'Cause it's been one great big sad love affair. Yes, I'm glad we're through. I've been needing this breath of fresh air. I'm gonna unlock my door, change my clothes, sweep the floor. I'm gonna powder my nose and go looking for someone new. 'Cause it's been a bad love affair. A bad love affair. It's been a bad, 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 bad love affair. Honey, you know what? I'm gone. Sometimes you just gotta say that, don't you? And that's the right attitude to have, ladies. That's right, you know.
We're all going, yes!
Get that mascara off those cheeks and put it back on those eyelashes and go on out, girls. That's right. Don't be scared of that stuff. In Chinese, the word for crisis is also the word for opportunity. So, I've always liked that, even though I'm not totally sure about China. Is anyone really? We'll sing on that one later. Then we're bound to have one about that. Yeah, I actually do have one about that.
Hi, will you tell us about your guitars? They're just like the perfect size for a female.
Aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, this one was built by a fellow named William Campiano, and William is in Amherst, Massachusetts now. I lived in the northeast for a long time, and I bought several of Bill's instruments, but this is one of the last guitars that I have is this one. The first one I bought was like what they call a dreadnought body, which is more like this body here. And over the years, being that I'm 64 now, it's like this thing, torn rotator cuffs and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
It's just that putting your arm over that big guitar. So I started moving to smaller guitars, and Bill built this one off. The template is from a Martin guitar back in the 30s. Built something they called a Baby Ditson, and this was their Grand, the Baby Ditson Grand model. And it's a parlor kind of guitar, but it has a huge sound. And this one is this little one here that has a little picture of the mountain on it. This is a local luthier right in Tennessee. I bought that from him. I love buying guitars that are handmade by guys. They're like craftsmen, like we are musicians, and they put their. This is a Doug Spencer. Did the short mountain guitars, and he's on the internet, and he makes great guitars for less money than Bill makes his. Bill's more expensive. That's why this is the last one that I'll probably have from Bill. So I usually protect this one and don't take it too far. But
Bill needs to be a sponsor.
yeah. seems so funny now, not so long ago, he was in my arms. Remember this song? See, John brought an album tonight, made me think of that song. He brought the album, and it is on that album, so you asked me this song. So that was one of the first songs I ever wrote. The very first song I wrote was, "There's a little green tree and a little green yard with a big white house behind it all. And in that house, there lives a little boy. Oh, Billy, 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 he's my boy." So the first song out was a love song. So yeah. So true. It's kind of funny now. I want to be a gypsy. I want to travel in a caravan. I want a dark-haired, handsome, blue-eyed man. I want to be a gypsy. Now that I got my makeup on and my new hairdo. Well, I'm a wanderer, heart and soul. Wish I could ride the wind, sail away on a golden moon down a road that has no end. 'Cause the way my days go by these days, I've got an urge to roam. I do believe it won't be long until that highway is my home. I want to be a gypsy. I want to travel in a caravan. I want a dark-haired, handsome, blue-eyed man. I want to be a gypsy. I want to be a gypsy. I want to feel those wheels go round and dance to a gypsy sound. I want to be a gypsy. Can call your own, maybe your heart's desire, but my heart's on that open road beside a gypsy fire. I wanna be a gypsy. I wanna travel in a caravan. I want a dark-haired, handsome, blue-eyed man. I wanna be a gypsy. I wanna be a gypsy. I wanna feel those wheels go round, round, round and dance to a gypsy sound. I wanna be a gypsy. I wanna be a gypsy. I wanna be a gypsy. There is. I think that is on the maybe first CD. I think it's on the Long Ride Home album.
And can people here get CDs too?
They can. We have like 4 CDs out front. I was in Rochester, New York this spring, and that was a great trip. My friend Jim Clare, who found me on Facebook. Jim was a pilot in Corpus Christi, Texas, when the Pozo Seco Singers were down there popping out of Corpus, and he found me and he explained, how he had been a big fan, and he had a little folk group and they all sang the Pozo songs and out on the beach in Corpus there at the naval base and all that. And so we got to be friends, and he said, "Why don't you come to Rochester?" And I said, "I'd love to. You got any gigs?" That's how I get places. See people do things, get gigs. Give me some gigs, Jim. So he did. Bless him. He did. He got me some wonderful gigs. He got me on Scott Regan's show up in Rochester, New York. He has a wonderful show on the NPR station there called Open Tunings. Spent about an hour on the radio with Scott singing live, and he played the albums. And now we're like buds, It's like I send him MP3s that have new songs, and he plays those on the air, and I go, don't play those. I'm not ready to play that yet. Nice guy, though. And I met some great people from the Golden Link Folk Music Society in Rochester, which is the oldest folk music society in the United States that still has membership and is in existence. They want me to come back next year and do a concert and a songwriter workshop, maybe. So I'm pretty excited about our Finger Lake friends up there in Rochester now to get back up there. And I sold more CDs than I've ever sold on any trip anywhere, which is just amazing to me. I came home with no live albums left in my little coffer, so I'll probably go back. And while I was there, Jim sat down and played me this song. He said, I've been thinking about this song. I wrote this. He said, our friend Michael Merchant, who wrote Time, Oh Time for the Pozos. Well, he didn't write it for us, but he and I had been in a folk group before I joined with Donnie and Lofton, and so when he came home from Penn State with that song Time under his arm, I immediately took it to the guys in the Pozos and said, we need to do this song. I love this song. So Mike, so we stole it. But we give him credit for it. But Mike's out in Montana now, and he's still riding. And he and Jim got to be friends, so Mike sends Jim this picture of this old tractor out in the middle of the pasture that's just rusting away, And so that's what this song was about. And I loved this song so much, I just felt like it wasn't quite finished. I wanted to hear a little more story to it. And so I'm going to sing it for you. Still kind of new. It's called Our Working Days Are Done. Another springtime in Montana, snow melt fills the spring and pond. No one comes to hook the plow up. Now my old friend Frank is gone. By the aspen in the meadow, weeds and grass grow all around. I'm getting old and broken, rusted, returning slowly to the ground. And I miss his footsteps in the morning and his hand upon the wheel, that little off-key whistle, and the way it made me feel. We always worked this land together, from break of dawn to setting sun. But now the fields lay quiet, our working days are done. When I was new, Frank was a young man. There wasn't much we couldn't do, but time takes a toll on men and tractors. Now our working days are through. Been quite a while since I last seen him. I think a lot of my old friend. Guess he got tired just like I did. He won't be coming back again. And I miss his footsteps in the morning and his hand upon the wheel, that little off-key whistle, and the way it made me feel. We always worked this land together, from break of dawn to setting sun. Now the fields lay quiet, our working days are done. Yes, now the fields lay quiet, I reckon Frank and I are done. Farm Aid next year, yeah?
There you go.
So, does anybody here know Willie? Come on. Yeah, we gotta be somebody know Willie. We could just stick this in your pocket and just take it over there and play it for old Willie. So I kind of like that. Jim's a great storytelling kind of guy. He can just pop out those little stories, and I've never been really good at story writing in songs. It's always a huge chore for me to like think of a story and kind of it can be based on reality, but sort of to make up a whole scenario, like, you know, all the ins and outs of just a story that you're making up from scratch, just from the air, drag it like that. I tend to have some kind of emotional experience before the muse comes and sits on my brain or something like that. It's true. Every year we say this one is gonna be better, and even if it ends up just the same, still we lift our chins and pray for kinder weather, always talking luck, never talking blame through this life, side by side, you and me together. Oh, I never dreamed the years would fly so fast, and I've always held you close since you took me to your heart. You're my first real love and my last. Guess we could have been just like so many others, bailing out and giving up the quest for a love that's built on always thinking of another and dealing from the heart, giving it your best through this life, side by side, you and me together. Oh, I never dreamed the years would fly so fast, and I've always held you close since you took me to your heart. You're my first real love and my last. You and me together. Oh, I never dreamed the years would fly so fast, and I've always held you close since you took me to your heart. You're my first real love and my last. You're my first real love and my last. That's sort of like my anniversary song. I do too.
There isn't a songwriter that wouldn't wish they'd written that.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I do like them love songs. They're pretty good. But you know, now and then you just have to break out and do something a little different, like let's see. Well, you show a little leg, you show a little breast, you put a lot of makeup on to pass your screen test. You're gonna be a big star, I guess it's true. But oh, woman, what's it doing to you? Well, you tell a little truth, tell a little lie. Let yourself believe it's the only way to get by. Headed for the heights, very few. But oh, woman, what's it doing to you? Oh, woman, what's it doing to you? You used to be gentle, you used to be true. Now some big producer tells you what to do. Oh, woman, what's it doing to you? Yeah. Well, you sell your heart, sell your a backstage role. Burned out groupies will stick like glue. Oh, woman, what's it doing to you? Oh, woman, what's it doing to you? You used to be gentle, you used to be true. Now some big producer tells you what to do. Oh, woman, what's it doing to you? Oh, woman, what's it doing to you? You're gonna turn into Lady Gaga, and then what you gonna do? Some big producer tells you what to do. Oh, woman, what's it doing to you? Oh, woman, what's it doing to you? She probably would, because she's got a good sense of humor, wouldn't she? That's right. So she knew how to use that. No, Dolly Parton was smart about that too. She used that whole end thing there, you know. I think it was just this week I saw one of the stations from Austin ran on the morning show thing. They were doing a thing about how there's a couple that go around and they go everywhere. They go cheesecake shops, you know, Walmarts, toy stores, anywhere ever, you know, and they look for very young people who they think has potential in regard to the modeling industry. And this guy was following them around with a camera. You can imagine, here's two people. He's African American and she's obviously not. And not that that matters. I'm just saying, you know, some people that's kind of strange still for them. They're not used to that, you know, that scene yet. And they're walking around going, "Hi, can we talk to you?" And people going, "No, I don't think so. No, don't talk to my daughter either." You know, so that's what they do. They find a face, special thing, and then they, you know, talk these people to coming in. And they like to pick them about 14 or 15. I thought, whoa. Yeah, it's just you don't if it's over for you once you do that, right? You know, yeah. And yet look at us, you know, look, America's Got Talent, all those. What we're seeing now more and more, these kids who are really very talented, but they're shoving them up so early in life to make the big bucks off of them. And I hate it for them, you know, because they're not. You can't get that back. Can't get those years back once they're gone. Yeah, it's like no time to be a kid, you know, something like that. So. What do you do when there's no place to turn and you lean on a wall watching your bridges burn? What do you do? Tell me about you. What do you say when you've said way too much and you're breaking every word and every heart that you touch? When words don't ring true, tell me about you. We've known each other long enough for me to tell you that I love you and I always will. When I see you like this, lost and frightened, well now I just can't sit still. When you lie down, do you drift off to sleep? Or the monsters from your past start chasing your sheep? When dreams don't come true, tell me about you. In case you think that I don't notice when you're hurting, well I do, and I always will. 'cause I'm a friend who always walks beside you over each and every hill. What do you do when you lose someone dear and you want to carry on, but just how isn't clear? When plans fall through, tell me about you. Just tell me about you. Just tell me about you. The idea for that song came to me from watching a story about how we've lost our ability to communicate with each other, and people their noses are in their iPads, or it's hard to even see people going down the highway anymore that they don't have either a Bluetooth thing in their ear and they're going like this, or they're and so it just seems like we're always connected to these electronic devices nowadays, and how many people really sit down and communicate from their heart what they're feeling. And we've lost our art of communication, which is sad to me because I think we're losing our language with all the texting and everything. And for a songwriter, that's like really scary. Like, how will we write? You got that, didn't you?
Yeah, I got it.
So I was like, yeah. I don't even know all those abbreviations. It drives me crazy. So I don't text. I'm too slow to text. If I can't talk or see you, you'll just have to wait till we get together. That's it.
It took us 2 years to get her in here. She's also hard to catch.
Oh well, there you have it. Okay, China, you ready? This is a song that I wrote when I lived in New York in the 1970s. And they really liked it back then. And I shelved it because, I figured it was a piece that was one of those folk songs that's sort of social, political, and that time's over now. So I dragged it out the other day and dusted it off. Well, lately money's been more than scarce and the future's looking dim. The government's been corrupted and big cities are way out on a limb. The taxes, they're always in trouble. The cost of living's out of sight. Oh, so if you're contemplating suicide, come on by old Randy's house tonight. 'Cause we're gonna have a party and make a lot of noise. Call up your good friends, the ones you enjoy. We're gonna raise the roof up, one more time, one more time. Well, poverty may be reality, oh, but happy is a state of mind. Well, now, is anybody here sure about China? Well, I don't know. And while we're on that little sensitive subject, how about Exxon and Moscow? The tension's always mounting. It's enough to make you pick a fight. Oh, but before you go out and hurt yourself, you better come on by in the music room tonight. Because we're gonna have a party and make a little noise. Call up your best friends, those musical ones, the ones you enjoy. We're gonna raise the roof up one more time, one more time. Poverty's a reality, but happy is a state of mind. I said poverty's a reality, favorite guy was Elvis. Yeah, but happy's a state of mind. Yeah. Yeah. He was. I loved Elvis. I used to stand in front of my mirror and practice his songs, shut my door, lock it in the afternoons, come home from school, stand there. You know, my first debut on stage was singing "Treat Me Like a Fool." You know, and I had it down, man. I'd watched him do it. I knew how he was going to do it. And Dick Gordon, Tulsa, Oklahoma, his son teaches up there now, has a bunch of guitar studios and still teaches, carries on his dad's tradition. But Dick would do these things at the IOOF Hall in Tulsa, Oklahoma, right? And there was this big carbon arc in the back, and I was like, I think I was 10. And my first guitar, I'm out there, and I'm doing that song, and he was playing, and I started out, like, treat me like a fool, treat me mean and cruel. And I thought, I'm going to kill him now. I couldn't see anybody in the audience. It's real dark, just that carbon arc hitting you in the face. But I could see this woman right in the front row with long rhinestone earrings. And I could see them in the light kind of glistening back and forth. So I thought, I'm going to kill her. I went, grabbed the microphone, I went, but love me, on that line. And when I did that, that woman went, ah! And I went, and I couldn't sing. It totally freaked me. It scared me so bad. It made me speechless. And I remember I looked over at Dick, and he's like down on his knees in front of me with his little pork pie hat on, pulling it out of his face. Oh, break my heart, baby. Break my heart. It's too funny. I got over it. I made it through the thing. But wouldn't have been without Dick. But that sort of ended my days for wanting to be like Elvis anymore. I thought, gee, that's a bummer. People scream at you like that. I thought, you're emoting, and, they're... I moved to the country to find myself a homestead, a place where I could garden for my own. And I got myself a big dog, and then I built myself a screen porch, and then I set myself in a rocking chair alone. And I heard the tree frogs calling as the moon it came a-rising, and the breezes were blowing cool and sweet. And I took a piece of paper and I wrote you this letter, 'cause without you here my life is not complete. Come on home to the country, come on home where you belong, where the home fire's always burning and desire for you is strong. Come on home to the country, it's where you ought to be, home in the country with me. I used to go dancing all night in the city. I lived just to party until dawn. So wild, young and restless, in search of my fortune, so confident, life goes on and on. But I came to my senses quite early one morning when I told you I just couldn't stay. And I hope someday you'll bring your sweet love to me, darling, 'cause until you do, I'll wait right here and pray. Come on home to the country, come on home where you belong, where the home fire's always burning and desire for you is strong. Come on home to the country, it's where you ought to be, home in the country with me. Sing it with me. Come on home to the country. Come on home where you belong, where the home fire's burning, where the home fire's always burning, and desire for you is strong. Come on home to the country. It's where you ought to be. It's where you ought to be. Home in the country. Home in the country with me. Turn around. Home in the country with me. Yeah. That's great. Oh boy, you're singers, I can tell. I like that. Yeah, got the singers are here tonight. Great. I think it's probably about time to do a dog song, because no set is really... And this gives me a chance to play the mandolin. That's great. This is an American-made mandolin. I think they make these out in Utah. So this is another handmade instrument from America. No lead in it. It's not Chinese. It's, yeah, we'll give them hell, won't we? So, for those of you who don't know this song is about my dog Jubal, and his picture's on one of the albums that's out front, if you'd like to see what he looks like. He was a great dog. He just showed up on my porch one morning about 2:30 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I came home from a Jesse Winchester show in Nashville. Yeah, it was just awesome. Yeah. Oh, God, stayed till last minute, you know. And I was like in heaven coming home, because he's one of my favorite all-time artists, singer-songwriters. Yeah, Jesse's just fine. And I about tripped over this dog. He's a pretty big dog. He's part shepherd, probably. Little Malamute. Had that little widow's peak there in his head. But he looks a lot like a collie. He was kind of colored like a collie, long hair. Just a sort of a Heinz dog. And I tried to run him off. I told him I didn't want a dog. I was free and easy, and I didn't have any responsibilities anymore. I didn't have any animals. That way, if I wanted to stay out till 3 in the morning and see music, I could. I didn't have to worry about getting home to feed the dog or anything. I ran him off the porch and thought, he'll be gone. He'll be gone. Got up the next morning, sure enough, he wasn't on the porch anymore. I thought, oh, good. I walked out to the edge of the porch, and I looked down, and there, right against the house, as close as you could get, was, the dog with his back like she won't see me if I really squish right up against her. I told you, get out of here, go on. Well, he ran off. He'd kind of run off, 50, 60 yards away from me, and then just kind of hang there. So this went on for like a day. I wouldn't feed him. I said, no, because I know if you ever feed one, that's it. It's all over. See, I couldn't feed him. And he didn't look like he was really that skinny, but he did have a lot of ticks on him, and I started kind of feeling bad for him. And at the same time, remember, he was a pretty good sized dog, and I didn't know him, and he had that little thing like Pyrenees have, where when they look at you, they wrinkle their lips up. Their teeth. Yeah, and you don't know whether they mean they're fixing to take your arm off up to the elbow, or whether they just want to lick you. Do you want to lick me or take my arm off? I don't know. So I was like, when I was out in the garden, and I'd taken my gloves off, and it was a real hot day, and I had my gloves in this hand, just was holding it like this, so my fingertips on this hand were bare like this, and I was wiping my brow with my other hand. All of a sudden, on the back of this finger right here, I felt a little nose. I won't bite you. It was all over. He became my dog. So. Yeah. For many years, he lived the rest of his years out there at the farm. And this is a 2-chord song, which is my favorite kind of song to write. Simple, 2. Still working on that 1 chord. Boy, Randy, that's really... I've been working on that since I last saw you, and I still don't have a handle on that one.
Just do Green River.
There you go. So I'll teach you this song since you sing. It's real easy. It's the words are Jubal, 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 Jubal. Won't you come on home, boy? Jubal, 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 Jubal. Won't you come on home? Yeah, that's it. So here goes. It goes. Jubal, Jubal, Jubal. Won't you come on home, boy? Jubal, Jubal, Jubal. Won't you come on home? boy, that sounds good, but I see there's a few of you who do not have your lips moving, which means you're probably not singing. Now, the deal on this song is if everyone in the room does not sing on this song, then I just keep singing it. So, if this is the last song you want to hear tonight for the next hour, that's great. You don't have to sing. So, but if you get tired of it, you notice the person next to you is not singing it, I'm gonna leave it up to you to take care of that, okay? Well, Jubal, 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 won't you come on home, boy? Jubal, 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 won't you come on home? Well, there's old Jubal in the tall Joe pie, waiting on a rabbit come a hopping by. Gonna catch him a big one and give him a chew, keep him from the garden like good dogs do. Jubal, 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 won't you come on home, boy? Jubal, 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 won't you come on home? Well, there's old Jubal running through the creek, fast as lightning, he's a blur, he's a streak, he's multicolored, and his eyes are brown. No pedigree, he's just an old hound. Jubal, 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 won't you come on home, boy? Jubal, 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 won't you come on home? Old Jubal, he could not stand, laid on the porch and he licked my hand, and I kept a watch, I did not fail, till he got better and he wagged his tail. Jubal, 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 won't you come on home, boy? Jubal, 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 won't you come on home? Now when Jubal got old and ready to go, I took him on a walk down Dry Creek Road. I was his best friend and I didn't walk fast, and we dug his grave in the shade when he breathed his last. Boy, thinking about that day, it still tears me up. It was rough. It was rough. Old Jew had been sick for some time. He had the kind of cancer that just couldn't really be operated on. So, but I kept him as long as I could till he lived his last days there at the house. And that morning that I got up and had a songwriter session over in Nashville, I looked at him and I thought, man, I can feel it. And the guys across the creek from me there were having a party, and I thought, well, you guys kind of watch out for him, kind of, look for him. And they said, don't worry, Pi, you go ahead. You need to go on and do that. We'll watch out for Jubal. And there's a cave behind my house there in Tennessee. And it has a breeze coming out from it. They built cement around it. I think they made it into like a storm cellar or something like that. Probably it doesn't work good for what do you call those? Where people keep their fruits and root cellar. Yeah. Nah, it's terrible at that. I tried that, and when that thing floods, all the water comes in there and washes all your jars up in the middle of the thing. It's no good for that at all. It's not good for that. But it's great for a cool place for Jubal. And I'd leave the door of that cave, and he'd crawl in on that top cement step and lay there, just be cool all day long. So that's where he was when I left, and I went out there and I said, now, buddy, wait for me, because I'll be back. And he crawled out on top of that step and watched me back out of the driveway going, woof! Woof! I know it, but I just couldn't. It was the first time I'd ever really lost an animal and knew he was going to go, and I didn't have the guts. I was chicken. I admit it. I was a chicken shit. I was totally chicken shit. Couldn't do it. Just couldn't stay around and watch him go. So, but I knew he would be gone when I got home, and he was. I did everything I could to stay in Nashville, far beyond my appointment. Went out to dinner with friends, had some margaritas, Came home about 10:30 at night, and there he was. He was laid out on the screen porch, and they put little votive candles all around him. A pretty little sheet with purple ilex around it, and he's laying, just like he's asleep. His front leg straight out, and his back leg straight out, and he's just laying there peaceful. He was still warm even when I got there, so... I sat and cried till I looked like a frog, and then I went on to bed, all snotted up and everything. Woke up the next morning, and of course, it's like in July or something when this happened, and Jude'd been laying there all night long, and the boys weren't there, of course, because they'd been partying all night long, and probably just got to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning. I waited till about 11, and I thought, man, it's getting really hot. It's time to, take Jubal to his final place. So I went out and got the pickaxe and dug a hole, because it's as rocky there as it is around here, trying to get... First you have to take the pickaxe and then the shovel, if you're lucky, So I got it to where it looked like it was about right, and then the boys showed up, and they picked him up in his little sheet, and we went to lay him in his final place, and it's just one problem. I hadn't really planned for the legs. So the squareness of the final rest, it was perfect in that way for his body, except for the fact that, he'd been like this all night, and there was just no way that, I don't know, I guess it wouldn't have broken his legs if we moved him. But there's just something about it, I couldn't do it. So we got the pickaxe back out, we customized the whole little bit there. And then we laid him down in there and sat down, corked us a nice cold one, and said, Jubal, 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 won't you come on home? Jubal, 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 won't you come on home? Jubal, 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 let's all say it loud. Come on, don't give up now. Oh, is that all you got in you? Won't you come on? I love that Tennessee vocal lick. Home. Yeah, Jubal. Thank you.